This is Trendkill Toys back with another video. I got a few things I want to show you guys from Gridiron Studios. One of them is the Ghillie suit and the other one is the Cigar set. So the first thing I want to take a look at is the Ghillie suit, and this is going to be a short video. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I've been waiting to get this in hand for a while, so it's cool to finally have it. But I do have some complaints after having it in hand and taking a look at it and messing with it for a little bit. So it actually doesn't look too bad. I think it looks pretty cool. I kind of wish that it was a little bit longer, that it covered the boots more, but I think it's pretty cool as it is. And I like the amount of material here, I like the volume, but I just wish that it would have been a little bit longer. One of the concerns I had before buying this was how much is this thing going to flake, or how many like little strands are going to fall off. And some have fallen off, not as much as I thought, but it does fall off, and of course it's going to come off if you're pulling at it. And I've been messing with it, not too much, but so far there's only been a few strands of material that have fallen off, so it's holding up better than I thought. The Ghillie suit set also comes with two other parts to it, which is the walkie-talkie, which we've seen many times before, with this rifle with a scope on it. I really like the look of this rifle and the camouflage pattern that they put on it. That looks really cool, and then it fits pretty good with the Ghillie suit. One thing that was kind of interesting though is that there's some separation here between the two parts of the rifle. So I don't think it's meant to do that, but it does come apart. So it looks like it's glued back here, but it's not glued over here, so it does come apart. So I guess that's a QC issue, so just be aware that if you're buying this, not to mess with that too much, or else you could break the whole thing apart. So right now the Ghillie suit is on a Voliverse figure, which might seem kind of ironic, but like I mentioned before, I'm not really for one company or the other. Some people try to pit them against each other, and there have been some back and forth between them, but in my opinion, I like both. I think both are doing good things. Sometimes they do things that kind of annoy me, but I just buy whatever I like from each of them, so I don't really see a problem. So here's what the figure looks when you have it in the prone position. Looks pretty cool, but again, I would have liked if the Ghillie suit was longer to cover the boots. You can get it in a decent pose here, and I have both hands on the back of the rifle to stabilize the rifle. Then I have some Gridiron sandbags also to prop the rifle on, because this rifle does not come with a bipod, so you just use some sandbags to prop it up. So that looks pretty cool. I like the effect, the overall effect that this has. I think definitely if you had this with like a grassy backdrop, this will make it look even better. So that's pretty cool how this turned out. Here's how it looks from the front. The one thing that does bother me a little bit is how the head portion was made. It kind of looks like a Native American headdress or something like that. So I'm not a big fan of that kind of style. So I just took the suit off, and you do have to take the hands off when you take the suit off. I did lose one big strand of material in the process of doing that. But one thing I did notice when I took the suit off is that there's a little bit of staining on the figure. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but there is a little bit of like green paint or green dye left on the figure. So I'm not sure how well that's showing up on camera, but definitely in person I do see a little bit of green around the elbow here. So I don't know if the figure is actually stained or if it's just something that comes off. So now that I have it off, we can take a look at the inside, and like we saw with the pictures before, it's kind of like a backpack the way it attaches, and there's a hole on the back of G.I. Joe figures and also Voliverse figures, so any figure with a hole in the back, you can definitely attach this onto it. And it does have a spot for the walkie-talkie, so that's it's pretty cool that you can put that on there. The antenna does kind of conflict with the rest of the suit though, so you kind of have to work around that, and the antenna will be sticking out. So here's the sleeves that the arms go through, and again you do have to take the hands off to put it through there. And I don't really like how the wrists stick out. You can see the skin of the wrists sticking out from here. It doesn't really cover the wrists of the figure, so that is kind of unfortunate. So I guess overall my main complaint is that it's a little bit too small, even for 6-inch figures. I would have liked for it to just cover more of the figure to give it a more realistic look and just to cover up any of the skin that might be showing on the figure. But I guess this might be meant to be used with a figure that's totally green or wearing like a green bodysuit or a green long sleeve shirt, so there's no skin showing on the figure. So now I'm going to try the suit on a female figure, and this is just a G.I. Joe classified CoverGirl figure with a Marvel Legends head on it. So here's what it looks like on a female figure. It doesn't really fit that well because of the hair. The hair gets in the way of the suit fitting properly, so it doesn't look that great. I mean, I guess it does kind of work, but for me, I don't think it really fits that well. So let me know what you guys think about that. I can't really tell if the suit stained this figure because it's brown, so it's harder to see, but it did leave some green dust in her hair. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but I do see that in person. And 2 more strands did fall off while I was taking it off the figure. So overall, I think this is really cool. I like the way it looks on most of the figures. It's probably going to look better on male figures than female figures, but that's kind of what I expected. That's fine with me. I like the way Gridiron Studios made it. I like the way that it looks, especially on camera. I'm still not a big fan of the bigger strands up here. They look like shoelaces or something. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how it attaches over the head. I feel like they could have done that in a more subtle way. And also the way it attaches to the back by a backpack. Not a big fan of that. It's really hard to, when you have the sleeves on the figure and then you have to find the hole on the back to put this in. That's kind of difficult. And if you do it the other way, and if you put the backpack on first and try to put the arms through, that's also kind of difficult. So I would have preferred a different way to connect this. But overall, I'm happy with how it came out. I'm happy with how it looks. And the strands aren't falling off as much as I thought they would. But there are some other little flecks or whatever material that's coming off. So that is something that kind of bothers me, but there's not really any way around that. That's just the nature of using these kinds of materials in this scale. And also, if you're wondering on how it looks on 7-inch figures, this will give you an idea of how it looks. It looks kind of goofy, but honestly, it could work. It's just going to be hard posing NECA figures because they don't pose very well. It's going to be hard getting them in a prone position holding a gun. But that doesn't look that bad, so it is possible to do it. And I'm sure with the 7-inch figure that has better posability, it'll look even better. So the next thing I want to show is the cigar set from Gridiron Studios. And here's what the box looks like with all the cigars in there. And then it also comes with 2 extra cigars that are in the middle of being smoked. So there's that one. And here's a smaller one. This one has been smoked more. And then it comes with 2 smoking effects, which are pretty cool, and they just fit over the end of the cigar where the smoke comes out. You just put it between the thumb and the trigger finger of any gun holding hand, and it works pretty well, and it looks pretty cool too. And I really like how they did the smoke effect. So I'm really happy with how that came out, and I'm excited to take pictures with the cigars and also the ghillie suit. I look forward to doing that. And anyway, that's pretty much everything that I got to say about these things. Let me know what you guys think, if you're going to pick these things up or not from Gridiron Studios. And like I mentioned before, as soon as the Volverse ghillie suit comes out, I'll be picking that one up and then reviewing that and then doing a comparison. So I look forward to doing that as well. And I hope you guys do too. And also one more thing I want to mention before I leave. I got a lot of figures that I'm going to be doing reviews on. So it looks like I'll be putting out a review every other day moving forward now. That's what I'm going to try to do until I run out of new figures, but I have quite a few, like Motu, Power Rangers. I also have some customs that I'm almost done with, and as soon as I finish those, I'll be making videos on those. And I'll be posting pictures of them on Figure Realm and Instagram. My Figure Realm account is Trendkill Toys, and my Instagram account is Trendkill Toys. So you guys can follow me on both of those platforms and check out my customs when I come out with them. Anyways, so that's really all I have to say. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one.